everybody. Welcome to Fresco Storytime here at the Lunenburg Library. We are going to be talking about something that's probably already started in the animal world, but we're going to be seeing more and more of it now, and it's hibernation, what many animals do in the winter. And in a few minutes we'll talk about this chart that my cameraman made for me last year, and it's all about ways different animals make it through the winter. So let's start out with our song, okay? Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to say hello. Well, hello everybody, nice to see you again. Okay, so let's read our story first about hibernation, and then we'll talk about this. So this is called Hibernation Station, and Michelle Meadows wrote this story, and Kurt Cyrus drew the pictures. I love this page. Look how colorful that is. It looks like around here, and especially now where lots of leaves are now falling off the trees. Let's see what's going to happen. Aw, fuzzy slippers and warm pajamas, forest babies and their mamas. I hope you can see this picture down here. Do you see the snakes? They're putting on their flannel pajamas, long, skinny flannel pajamas. And the little mice down here. Oh, even the snails have on pajamas. Wow. All those animals show up early at the station. It's time for winter hibernation. Hibernation is sleeping. What happens with the animals when they hibernate is when they're up and about and moving around and gathering food and live their lives, their hearts are beating. The blood is flowing through their bodies. It's probably for some animals beating even pretty fast, especially for the smaller animals. But as the cold weather sets in and these animals get ready for their winter sleep, their heart rate slows way down, way down. It's just enough to keep the blood circulating, to keep them alive. Kind of interesting. Bats and chipmunks in the middle, bears and mice from big to little. It's getting on the train. Groundhogs and turtles and snakes and frogs slipping into holes and logs. They fluff their pillows and snuggle in. Kind of funny to think about animals fluffing their pillows. But then, commotion in a den. I cannot sleep, a black bear roars. My roommate rolls around and snores. Oh dear, hard to sleep when someone's snoring. See, his eyes are open. Oh dear. A groundhog cries, "This hole's too tight. It's dark in here. I need more light." So I guess settling down for a sleep is challenging for the animals, as you might expect, just like it is for you sometimes. Then, trouble near the stream. Oh dear, I wonder where that water's coming from. It's creating a rainbow, that's beautiful. And the hedgehog babies start to scream. Oh no, the water actually came in right on top of them. Just when the beds begin to sink, two chipmunks cry, "Oh, we spilled a drink." Oh my goodness. And while you're up, we need more snacks and bring more pillows for our backs. You don't ever do that, right? Ask for extra drinks or maybe an extra story at nighttime. Or maybe one more snack because you're starving. You don't do that, right? No. Just then a frog begins to moan. Oh, I'm scared to be down here alone. There he is. The bears in charge, in railroad caps, review the hibernation maps. Who goes where? Come on, Black Bear, bring your shoes. Here's a quiet place to snooze. Maybe a hollow log. Oops, sorry. Come on, hedgehogs. Warm and dry. Let's cuddle in for a lullaby. Oh, do you have a song before you go to bed at night? My girls always did. They each had their favorite songs. Oh, and they're having their one more snack. Come on, chipmunks, sip, sip, sip. Nibble and drip, drip, drip. Hurry up, get yourself settled in. Oh my, look what's happening. Comes that snow. I heard we're gonna have some snow tonight. This is Thursday, and Thursday night into Friday morning. That's what I heard. Our first winter snow. Blankets and pillows and extra snug. Come on, frog, you just need a hug. Look who's gonna give him a hug. Yikes. Climb on top and join the heap. They're having lots of snow. Yeah, pretty picture. I love that picture. It's coming. Oh, soon everyone is fast asleep. That was a good story. Yeah, I like that one. Fun to think about the animals putting on their pajamas and snuggling in with their blankets and pillows to go to sleep. Do you think they really do that? No, I don't think so. But let's talk about what the animals do. But you know what? I think there's somebody in here who'd like to come out because he kind of missed the pictures from this book, and I'm so sorry. Let's bring him out. Mr. Fresco, I do apologize. Oh, he said it was okay. Scusi. Ah, buongiorno, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. No, happy Halloween. It's coming up first. Mr. Fresco, did you bring us a word for today? I certainly did. Well, let's take a look and see what he brought. Here's our beautiful blue bag with our vocabolo Italiano. Let's see what he brought. Aha! Whoops, sorry. Il orso. You can see what that is. That's a bear. And I love this picture of the bear. Doesn't he look like he's posing? Can you see his hands? He's got them all, his fingers all crossed and sitting up there proud. Il orso. Il orsa, this is a male, would be the female bear. Il orsa. So thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, now we'll put you out here so that you can hear the rest of the story. Sorry about that. Special bag in there. Okay, so let's take a look. So this says animals in winter. So just what we just talked about in our story, lots of animals hibernate. They go to sleep. Their food source is gone. It's either covered by the snow or frozen under the water, no longer growing, so they would have a very difficult time if they were to stay awake. So they spend the fall, and actually most of the rest of the year, building up a nice layer of fat on their bodies so that they have some reserves to pull from, and then they find a place to be safe and relatively warm, and they go to sleep. I mean, literally they go to sleep, and as I said, their heart slows way, way, way down. So many animals do that. They hibernate, like the bears. Do we not see any animals in the winter? No, that's certainly not true. So lots of animals have to adapt. That means they have to change. So if you notice, you see the squirrels scampering around when the winter comes and it starts to get real cold, their fur gets thicker. They grow a thicker coat of fur. Some animals, like the horseshoe hare, in the winter time, in the spring, summer, and fall, is kind of a brownish color. But in the winter, in order to stay safe, it turns white, so that when it's out and about looking for food, where it's all snowy, you're less likely to see them. So they adapt, they change. And then this one, migrate. As we know, lots of animals, they cannot hibernate, that their bodies aren't built that way. They can't adapt, so they migrate. They go someplace warmer where they are able to survive. Maybe they certainly have a better food source. They have warmer temperatures. Lots of birds. Their bodies are just not made to withstand the cold winter. So I have some pictures right now of some animals, and let's see if we can decide what they do. So the first one, I bet you've seen these around. The Canadian geese, and I'll bet if they're in your yard, mom or dad are shooing them away because as they eat, they poop, and they make a terrible mess. But they will migrate, so they hang around for a while and fatten up their bodies and get enough strength so that they can head someplace warm. So they migrate. Here's another one. I think it looks a lot like a robin. So this is a bird, and again, he's going to head someplace warmer so he can find a food source and be able to survive. Butterflies, amazing. They all migrate to the same place, and they travel thousands and thousands of miles. It's hard to believe they can do that, but that's what they do. So they'll be heading, they're gone now. They've headed south. The hummingbirds. We had such a great summer with our hummingbirds this year. There were so many of them. But those little tiny bodies just can't stand that terrible cold, so they're gone. How about this guy? Yeah, that's a penguin. And what happens in the winters is they adapt. Their fur will get thicker so that they can survive the bitter cold where they live. As the foxes do, they will get a thicker coat of fur, and their fur color will also change to help them blend in a little bit with their surroundings so they can be safer, but also a fox is a predator, so he needs to be able to sneak up on his prey. How about this guy, the polar bear? Like the penguin, he's going to adapt, get a thicker coat of fur. Rabbits, they'll adapt. This is one of the ones that I told you will change their color, thicker coat of fur, change the color so that they blend in, so they can hopefully survive that way. The snail, yep, pesky garden critter. They are going to hibernate. They'll go to sleep for the winter. Goodbye. Not much for them to eat anyway. There's nothing. The same thing with the bears. They're going to go to sleep for the winter. Their main food source is gone. The bugs that are in the logs and the berries and things, they're all gone. So they spend a lot of time in the fall getting that thick layer of fat on their body so they can survive. If you see a bear when he goes into the cave in the fall, and then when that bear comes out in the spring, they look a lot different. A lot of that fat has now been absorbed by the body and used for energy to stay warm. And I don't know if any of you had a chance to see the bear in your yard. To be careful this time of year, if you put your bird feeders out to feed these migrating birds, these guys will come into your yard and visit your feeders. Snakes are going to hibernate. They go way down into the ground so that they can not freeze. Because if you think about it, they could certainly freeze solid. As will turtles. And I don't have a picture of a frog, but same thing. They actually go to the bottom of the ponds and burrow way, way down deep in the mud. And that kind of insulates their body, and their heart slows way, way down. And then in the spring, when things start to warm up, all of these animals will come out of hibernation. Eventually their fur color will resort to what it is to survive during the rest of the year, and the migrating animals will come back. So it's all part of a cycle. So that's what happens to lots of different animals in the winter. Okay? Okay, so let me just take this off for you because I had something I wanted to show you underneath here. All about 5 little bears. All right, you ready? One little bear was wondering what to do. So here he is. He's kind of wandering along. Along came another one. And then there were 2. 2 little bears climbing up a tree. Along came another one. Then there are 3. 3 little bears ate some apple cores. Along came another one. He wanted to have some of those too. And then there are 4. 4 little honey bears found honey in a hive. Yum, that's a nice treat. And along came another one. And then there were, how many? 4 plus 1 is 5. So we have 5 little bears. Here, he's going to want to be over here with these guys eating that honey that they found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5 little bears. Yep. Okay. Our next story that we're going to read, this is one of my favorites. Karma Wilson wrote this story. She does she has lots of stories about bear, but she does other stories too. And I just love her, the way she tells a story. And this book is illustrated by Jane Chapman. She does a really nice job drawing the picture to go along with the story. So this one is Bear Snores On. Oh my, can you tell what time of year that is? Look at that. Lots of snow and some ice. In a cave in the woods, in his deep, dark lair, through the long, cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. Here he is. Don't wake him up. Cuddled in a heap with his eyes shut tight, he sleeps through the day, and he sleeps through the night. That cold wind howls as the night sounds growl, but the bear snores on. Doesn't wake him. Good sleepers. An itty-bitty mouse, pitter-pat, tiptoe, creep crawls in the cave from the fluff cold snow. Wow, that's hard to say. He's looking for someplace to get warm. Mouse squeaks, too damp, too dank, too dark. So he lights wee twigs with a small hot spark. That'll help him to get warm. Careful, little mouse. The coals pip pop and the wind doesn't stop. Does it bother the bear? Bear snores on. He is having a good rest. 2 glowing eyes sneak peek in the den. Mouse cries, "Who's there?" And a hare hops in. "Oh, Mouse," says Hare, "long time no see." So they pop white corn and they brew black tea. Where in the world did they get? Oh, wait a minute. I know where they got the corn. Look. Here's a corn cob, or an ear of corn rather, that bear did not eat. They took it off there and they popped it to make popcorn. It's looking kind of cozy in there. Mouse sips wee slurps and Hare burps big burps. Oh, he's kind of rude. But Bear snores on. He has no idea what these 2 critters are doing. Up here comes someone else. Do you know what that animal is? That is a badger. If you ever see a badger, beware. They're pretty vicious. A badger scuttles by, sniffs, snuffs at the air. I smell yummy yums. Perhaps we can share. I don't know if you can see it, but on the end of the badger's paws are these claws. They are digging animals, but they also use those claws for protection. I've brought honey nuts, Badger says with a grin. Let's divvy them up, cozy down and dig in. This turned into quite a party. They nibble and they munch with a but it doesn't wake Bear. bear just snores on. He does look comfortable, doesn't he? A gopher and a mole tunneled up through the floor. Then a wren and a raven flutter in through the door. Mole mutters, "What a night! What a storm!" twitters wren, and everybody clutters in the great bear's den. They must be very happy to have some place to stay warm. They tweet and they titter and they chat and they chitter, but the bear snores on. In a cave in the woods, a slumbering bear sleeps through the party in his very own lair. Look at that, they're dancing and having a wonderful time. Oops, sorry. Hare stokes the fire and mouse seasons the stew. Then a small pepper fleck. Uh-oh. What does pepper do if you get it near your nose? That small pepper fleck makes the bear achoo! He blows and he sneezes and the whole crowd freezes. Oh no, what's going to happen now? Yikes. And bear, he wakes up and he snarls and he snarls and he roars and he rumbles. Bear jumps and he stomps and he growls and he grumbles. Oh dear, the animals are going to take off now. What are you all doing in my den? You've snuck in my lair and you've all had fun, but me, I was sleeping. Oh, and I've had none. What's the bear doing? Oh my goodness, he's crying. And he whimpers and he moans and he wails and he groans and the bear blubbers on. Oh dear, you had a party without me. Mouse squeaks, "Don't fret, don't fuss. Look, see, we can pop more corn and we can brew more tea." Oh, there you go. He's a happy bear. So bear gulps and he gobbles and he sighs with delight. Ah, and then he spins tall tales through the blustery night. When the sun peeks up on a crisp, clear dawn, bear can't sleep. Oh no, now he's been awakened. But his friends snore on. Oh no, now he's awake and they're all sleeping. Oh dear. I don't think it's time for Bear to be awake just yet. Still a lot of snow on the ground. I bet he'll go back to sleep. So, once again, Karma Wilson delivers a really nice story. Okay, so I have another activity for you. Do you know the song? The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. So, if you think about it, the bear roaming around in the woods, he could see all kinds of things. What's something that he might see if he's roaming around in the woods? I know. He saw a great big river, he saw a great big river, he saw a great big river, that is what he saw. What else might he see? So a river, maybe he saw some birds. He could have seen a snake, maybe other bears. So as that bear, look at him looking around. See all kinds of different things as he's wandering around out there in the woods. All right, one more. Big bear, hunting near the trees, feasting on the honeycomb made by buzzy bees. Bzz, 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 bzz. Big bear, wading in the lake. Fish is your favorite dish. Which one will you take? What does a fish do in the water? They kind of swim. Yep, and the bears are very good at catching those fish. Big bear, resting in your den, sleeping through the winter before you're out again. Shh. That's what he does. He goes to sleep for the winter. All right, before we finish up today, I want to show you, again, as always, you can stop by the library and pick up a craft if you're not able to join us on Monday outside on the patio. And let's see what's going to happen this week. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to be out there, but we're going to try. We're going to make a picture of the bear sleeping. And it looks like this. Inside your kit, you will find picture box. I'm going to do some cutting and gluing today. This is the face, and two, what do you suppose these are? Yep, the ears. Here's bear's great big head. Oh, and certainly your directions. Tell you what to do with all these parts. And then, two pieces of what color? Black. One that looks like this, and one like this. Two rectangles, one bigger than the other. So we're going to use all those parts to make the sleeping bear. And it looks like this, really cute. So the first thing you're going to do, you get a chance to practice your cutting. See that black line? You have to cut out the bear's head. You just put your scissors, remember, thumb on top. And if you hold it with your other hand and start cutting open and shut, and you're just going to point the end of your scissors to that black line. If you need some help with this, I bet you'll be able to find someone in your family who'll be willing to help you do it. And honestly, however you do it is fine. This is your bear. So now I have the bear's head. I went ahead and cut out the face, which is going to go down here on the bear. Need a black Sharpie, please. And here's his two ears. One on this side, one on the other. So let's glue that part down. Just a little bit of glue. How's that for a glue stick? So I just put a little bit of glue on the back. Put that on like that. This is the muzzle part, and this is part, if you saw a real bear, this would actually be sticking out like that with his nose on the end. Let's go ahead and put the ears on just so we don't lose them. Thank you. The other one up here, and you can put the ears on any way you'd like. I put mine underneath, starting to look like a bear. And then, as we said, we have a couple of pieces of paper. One is tall, one is short. Take the shorter piece, the smaller piece. You're going to cut out the bear's nose, kind of like a round shape. Just keep moving it around. Remember to keep your thumb on the top. There's my bear's nose. I'll put it right about here. So far, so good. Okay. This part. This is going to become the sleeping bear's eyes. Now, that doesn't look much like an eye. Watch what we're going to do. Now, you can either just cut it in half, you can fold it first. Some people like to do that so that it's even. And then you're going to just take your scissors, cut it right down the middle. This bear's two sleeping eyes. One over here. One over here. Underneath the bear's nose, just like we have, he has lips, and then his mouth. So here's a kind of a fun way to do the lips. I think what I'm going to do is take this off here, put that up like that. You're going to make a J. You know what a J is? Down like this. So you're going to come down right from under the nose like that. And then you're going to make another J going the other way. You can actually touch. Does that look like a happy bear face? And our bear has some whiskers. We can only do 2D, so we're just going to put some dots. This is where the whiskers would be. And there's our sleeping bear. So you have all the things that you need in your kit to do this. So have fun with it. You can do it any way you'd like. This is how I did mine. Put this up here. So again, when you're ready, just call the library and your family can make arrangements to come by and get a kit so you can make a sleeping bear. Okay? So thank you all for joining me at Storytime today to talk about bears in winter, il orso. All right, goodbye, Mr. Fresco. We'll see you next time. Ciao, 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 friends. Back in here. Wait for another week. So enjoy your weekend. Happy Halloween, everybody. And I'll hope at this point that you're watching this, you'll have already enjoyed your Halloween. I hope it was a fun one for you. I'll see you next time.